Science Bowl is very special. I participated in it. I watch it. My children watch it. My grandchildren watch it. It's a legend, not just in Prince George's County, but throughout the state. And I just want to say congratulations for a job well done. 30 years and counting.
It's time again for the Science Bowl.
Zoo Parade for 5. What big teeth the hippo has are actually a pair of these. Science Potpourri for 10. Would a snake most likely eat every day? Every week, Dateline Science for 10. Why are some elephants wearing necklaces these days? Green things for 15.
And now, here's your host, Mr. Z himself, Dave Zarin.
Thank you and welcome to this special edition of Science Bowl. The two teams you're about to meet are vying for the chance to become the third of the Final Four in this year's elementary school championship round. We started with 40 schools. We're down almost to the Final Four. Let's meet today's teams. First from Cesar Chavez Elementary School, say hello to DeAndre Page, Christine Herrera, and Jocelyn Cruz. And from Whitehall Elementary School, here they are, Jaden Walker, Alan Velasquez, and Aubrey Higley. And now here are the categories of questions we use on the Science Bowl.
Okay, Mr. Z, here's today's categories. Green things, questions about plants and all things green and growing. Zoo Parade, a Noah's Ark of questions about animals. Body systems, we'll see how much you know about yourself, about things like breathing and growing and digesting your food. Let's get physical. Questions that test your knowledge of physics and chemistry, earth science and space science. Then there's Science Potpourri. Here's a grab bag of science questions, everything from air pollution to the kitchen sink. And finally, Dateline Science. We'll ask you about science history and science in the news.
Here on the Science Bowl, our game board arranges the questions according to difficulty. The easier ones worth 5 and 10, the tougher ones worth 15, 20, ultimately 25, the toughest question in each category. Both of our teams start out at 50 points apiece. No penalties ever for incorrect answers. Into the 2 rounds, we will have the third of our 4 semifinalists in this year's competition. A lot at stake today. Let's make sure everything works properly. Let's go to the red team. And Christine, would you try your buzzer? It looks and sounds good. Good luck to you, to Jocelyn, and to DeAndre. And Alan, try yours. The green team looks like it's ready and raring to go. You, Aubrey, and Jaden, congratulations on making it this far in the competition. Let's have a good game. We go alphabetically C before W. So, Christine and Cesar Chavez, let's play the bowl.
Zoo Parade for 15.
Parade for 15 points. Teams, the biggest eye in the animal kingdom, be it on land or in the water, belongs to this giant cephalopod that is the, yes, Whitehall.
Squid?
The squid, the giant squid, yes indeed, the main prey of the sperm whale. Good answer, good start. Go Whitehall.
Science Potpourri for 5.
Science Potpourri for 5 points. Teams, there is a new app that lets scientists identify these large cats by their faces and stripe patterns. Whitehall.
Tigers. Tigers?
Tigers, yes. Stripe patterns was your giveaway there. Thank you, Aubrey. Alan, go.
Zoo Parade for 10.
Zoo Parade for 10 points. Teams, if you didn't watch the Super Bowl, you could have watched the Puppy Bowl if you changed channels. Or if you were an ichthyologist, you could have changed the channel and watched this bowl. It was the Fish Bowl. It was just an aquarium with a fish swimming around for 2.5 hours. Go again, green.
Body systems for 10.
Body systems for 10 points. Teams, if air gets into your chest cavity, the pressure can cause one or both of these organs to collapse. Whitehall.
Lungs?
Your lungs, yeah, you can have a collapsed lung because, say if someone gets stabbed and their air gets in there, that pressure can actually cause the lungs to collapse, not able to inflate to get you the oxygen you need. Okay, quick start for Whitehall. Go, Alan.
Let's get physical for 10.
Let's get physical for 10 points. Teams, the acronym LASER, the L stands for light. In the acronym MASER, the M stands for this kind of electromagnetic radiation that we use to nuke our food. Cesar Chavez.
Microwave.
Microwaves. That's it, Christine. You're on the board. Go.
Body systems for 5.
Body systems for 5 points. Teams, if you go to a buffet and you go, whoa, and you just load up your plate, and you can't eat it all. People say your eyes were bigger than your what? Whitehall?
Stomach.
Your stomach, that's right. Yeah, you thought you could do it, but you can't. You can't. Go green.
Green things for 15.
Green things for 15 points is a visual question. Look at the monitor in the studio, please. This is mimosa, so-called sensitive plant. If you touch its leaves, the leaves droop. That is known as a nastic movement, N-A-S-T-I-C. Is it, give you three choices, thigmonastic, photonastic, or thermonastic? Whitehall.
Thermonastic.
Not thermonastic. Is it thigmonastic, photonastic, or thermonastic?
Thigmo.
Thigmo means to touch. Absolutely right. Photo refers to light and thermo to heat. It's the touching that does it. All right, good process of elimination. 75, 85, red, go please.
Green things for 10.
Green things for 10 points. Teams, this three-letter word is a fledgling flower, a little bump on an embryo. Whitehall.
Bud.
It's a bud, that's right. And the little buds in an embryo that turn into your arms and legs. And it's also a beer. All right, go. Red.
Daylight science for, wait, green. We just got it.
Where do you want to go? Oh, I'm sorry. Green time. Yeah.
Daylight science for 10.
Deadline for 10 points. Teams, Einstein's discovery of gravitational waves was almost as revolutionary as when Galileo first picked up one of these instruments.
Telescope.
Whitehall.
Telescope.
Telescope. You got it, Jaden. Thank you for telling Alan. Good answer. Good. Green. Go.
Science potpourri for 10.
Potpourri for 10 points, teams. What same word means to partially boil an egg or to illegally kill animals?
Poach.
Whitehall.
Poach.
Poach. Illegally kill animals in a game park. Indeed. Green.
Parade for 5.
Super Parade for 5 points. Teams, it doesn't take a genetic genius to figure out that those teenage Ninja Turtles were what? Whitehall.
Mutated.
Yeah, they were mutated. That's right, indeed. They had mutated genes. Go again. Green.
Daylight science for 15.
Dateline science for 15 points, teams. This famed physicist who wrote A Brief History of Time said that time and space were infinite and that black holes can evaporate. Whitehall.
Stephen Hawking.
Stephen Hawking. I could hear Aubrey whispering that from way over here. Yes, indeed. A great movie, too, The Theory of Everything, about his heroic life. All right, 75, 135, green advantage.
Body systems for 20.
Body systems for 20 points. Teams, it turns out that if your blood type is different from the recipient's blood type, and if you're the donor, if you give this window of your eye to someone else, it will be rejected. What is that window of the eye that might be transplanted, Cesar Chavez?
Retina.
Not the retina, good try. Whitehall, what is that window of the eye called?
Iris.
The cornea. The cornea transplantation. Oh, the buzzer has rung. It's been a good first round. Our score, Cesar Chavez 75, Whitehall 135. We will be back with more Science Bowl in just one moment.
Simple moments are what make every day count.
Be out there. Be out there.
Be out there.
Be out there.
Time was, kids did what came naturally, spending free time running barefoot through the grass, wading knee-deep in streams, climbing to the tallest branch. But today, American kids are more likely found texting, watching TV, or gazing at a computer screen. They spend more than 7 hours in front of electronic media. Something essential has been lost. childhood's connection to the natural world. That's why National Wildlife Federation created the Be Out There movement. Kids move indoors causes a host of problems, from obesity to ADHD. But outdoor play can go a long way to improving kids' health, body, mind, and spirit. It helps them stay fit, enhances creativity and attention spans, and could even make them better students. Do your part. Be a part of Be Out There. There's a reason why they call it the great outdoors. Learn more at beoutthere.org.
Be out there!
And welcome back to Science Bowl. Yeah, an important game today. They're all important, but today's winner moves on to the championship round. Yes, indeed. We have Magnolia, we have Robert Goddard Montessori, and the third of the Final Four will be one of these two schools, Cesar Chavez or Whitehall. Cesar Chavez, I know you want it to be you. It would be the first time you made it into that Final Four. Christine says, we're going to do it. You and Jocelyn and DeAndre and Richard, the little tiger there, huh? Yeah, he's brought you good luck so far. Tell us about Cesar Chavez. Who's your principal?
Mr. Tabala.
Yes, indeed. A great principal. And the sponsor of your team, you got two.
Yeah. We have Miss Quinones and Miss Quarles.
Wonderful. They're out there and they've done such a great job. And I know Miss Quinones likes to take pictures too. Yeah, she's a wonderful photographer in addition to being a great teacher. You're a Spanish immersion school and really a terrific school. And I was out there recently and you have a new marquee out in front of your school, which is great. You know, it looks, and your school is beautiful on the inside. Tell me, did you have any alternates on your team?
Yes, we have Kaylee Carcamo.
She'll be out in a few moments here. And I misspoke the last time she was here. I think I called her Zora. I'm going to make sure I give Kaylee her right name this time. And tell me about Cesar Chavez. I know you told me before the teachers are really one of the best things about a school. They are of any school. Is there anything else about your school that you like?
Well, we really like the sports that we have. It's always a fun thing because it's very healthy for us, but at the same time, it's always fun.
Yeah. Oh, sports, you've got to get out. You can't just sit all the time. You got to move around. You got to get that blood flowing there. What kind of sports do you have?
We have soccer, basketball, hockey, and that's it.
DeAndre's helping over there. He's whispering all these sports there. You did a nice job there. Christine, what do you want to do someday?
I want to be a journalist or an author.
Yeah, we were talking about that the last time you were here. Yeah, a great outlet to write and put your thoughts down. I know you've written some poetry already. And Jocelyn, good to have you here today. Tell us what Jocelyn wants to be.
I want to be a lawyer.
Yeah, and how did that come about?
Well, me and DeAndre, we go back a long time, and we always argued, and most of the time I won, or he won.
So you were good to do that, DeAndre, to be her sparring partner there. And that's just great. Jocelyn, what do you do in your spare time when you're not arguing?
I sleep, I read books from the past, or I paint my nails.
I see, yes indeed. Your nails look great, and yeah, sleeping is one of the best things ever. If you can nap, oh my gosh, you wake up, you feel like a new person. DeAndre, you don't want to be a lawyer, do you? Yeah, so you told me you had a couple other, engineer, right?
Yes.
Yeah, and what else? A couple other things.
Financial advisor.
Yeah, and how'd you get interested in financial advice? You're so young.
Because my grandfather, he always said that anything comes to money, he always asks me. He always asks me to count his money, and he said I'm good with money. So
and he knows, because a lot of people aren't good with money. You know, they go through it like water, so he must have seen something in there. So congratulations on that. Good to have you with us. Whitehall, nice to have you guys here. Alan, tell us about Whitehall. It's over there, and I have been there a number of times when you got the Blue Ribbon Award, you know, from the U.S. Department of Education. You walk in, you see that banner. That says one of the best schools in the country. Do you agree?
Yes, because our teachers, our principal, our staff, they all work really hard so we can get a good education and so we can have fun and feel good every day we go to school.
Wow, what a nice thing to say. You're feeling good when you go to school. That's, you know, if you get up in the morning and you don't want to go, that's going to be a long year, right? Tell us about who's your principal?
Our principal is Mr. Christian.
Mr. Christian. And who are the three wonderful sponsors at your school?
Miss Farmer, Miss Malott, and Miss Wine.
Wonderful, yeah, and they're wearing matching blue, your Science Ball shirts over there, and there's no question that you are part of Science Ball's best here, because this is your fourth appearance. You're doing really well over there. I know you can taste that championship, can't you?
Yeah.
Tell me about it. No problem with that. What do you want to do someday, Alan?
I want to be a lawyer and a soccer player.
Wonderful. And before I leave you, who are the 4 alternates, their first names?
Sarah, Leia, Duncan, and Miriam.
Marion, we'll have them all come out in just a few moments here. We have enough room behind there, I promise you. Jade, nice to have you back again. You want to be a saxophonist? And you are a saxophonist. Would you want to play professionally someday?
Maybe.
Yeah, that's a tough life, being a musician, because you live from gig to gig to gig. But you have other plans, don't you?
Yes.
What's that?
I would like to be a lawyer.
Yeah. So you and Jocelyn, you know, you're sitting next to each other. You can hang out your shingle together, Jocelyn and Jaden, attorneys at law there. You know, maybe you can spar with DeAndre here later on, you know, practice your craft. Good to have you with us, Jaden. Aubrey, nice to have you back again. We talked with Aubrey before. She really is interested in farming, and she said, you know, Mr. Zarin, you don't just pick up your vegetables in the supermarket. Someone's got to grow those things, and indeed they do. We just don't get to see it much around here. You know, to go to the southwestern California and you see so many giant farms out there. What else do you do in your spare time when you're not growing things?
I do a lot of things. I draw, I paint, sometimes I sew.
I know you like to cook as well, don't you?
I do like to cook.
Yeah, you made some croissants the other day. I bet they turned out really well. You're a good player, too. Very quietly going about showing everybody how much science you know. You really do know an awful lot, Aubrey. You're a real addition to this show. Let's get back to the game. Whitehall 135-75, Cesar Chavez. Points all over the board still remain. Start us out, Alan.
Green things for 5.
Green things for 5 points. Teams, back in 1976, practically every television in America was tuned in to this mini-series that sounded like it was the part of the plant that anchors it into the soil, but was actually a story of Alan.
Roots?
Roots, that's right, Jaden. Alex Haley's story of Kunta Kinte and slavery. Yes, it was a phenomenon back then. Good answer. Go green.
Body systems for 15.
Body systems for 15 points. Teams, no amount of prunes or laxatives can help people suffering from OIC, which is opioid-induced what condition when you can't move your bowels? Whitehall.
Constipation.
Constipation, yeah. So if you take opioids to take care of the pain, one of the drawbacks is that, you know, it kind of slows down the movement of your bowels as well. So it's a bad situation. Good answer. Go green.
Dayline science for 5.
Did you say Dateline?
Yes.
Dayline science for 5 points. Teams, a lot of Olympic athletes don't want to go to Rio this summer because this virus is down there. Whitehall?
Zika.
Zika, yeah. Go. You guys should have been right on top of that one. You knew Zika was coming up somewhere. Go green.
Science potpourri for 15.
Potpourri for 15 points. Teams, the 5,000-year-old Iceman that they discovered fully preserved as a mummy in a glacier in Austria was found to have, like a lot of people today, an intolerance for this milk sugar. Cesar Chavez.
Lactose?
Yes, indeed. He was lactose intolerant. Poor guy couldn't eat ice cream. I don't know if they had ice cream back then. Go. Red.
Let's get physical for 5.
Let's get physical for 5 points. Teams, the unit of distance in the solar system is Buzz's last name in Toy Story. Whitehall?
Light year?
Yeah, Buzz Lightyear. Absolutely right. The distance light travels in 1 year. Alan?
Green things for 20.
Green things for 20 points. Teams, they noticed in Britain recently that trees with dark barks, the conifer trees, absorb a lot of carbon dioxide, don't absorb a lot of carbon dioxide, and they don't reflect a lot of light, so they're contributing to global warming. So they're recommending people plant not conifers, but these other kind of trees. Whitehall?
Deciduous?
Yeah, deciduous broadleaf trees, which do reflect a lot of light back and thus lessen the global warming. Good answer over there. Whitehall, go.
Zoo parade for 25.
Zoo parade for 25 points. Teams, because whales lack these photosensitive receptors in their retina, they can only see in black and white. What are the name of the receptors that they don't have? Christine.
Cones.
Yes, ma'am. Boy, do I like hearing that. Great answer. Go. 25 more points.
Zoo parade for 20.
Zoo parade for 20 points. Here's your question, teams. Recently, a newly discovered spider was named for Johnny Cash, who used to dress all in black because that spider is all black. Like all... Cesar Chavez, what did you want to tell me? DeAndre.
A black widow.
No, not a black widow. Whitehall, this newly discovered all-black spider with the species name Johnny Cashy, like all spiders, belongs to what class of arthropods?
Arachnid?
Yeah, it's an arachnida. Good, go.
Let's get physical for 20.
Let's get physical for 20 points. Teams, if a parachutist jumps out of an airplane, when he starts falling, when the pressure of the air is equal to the force of gravity, he will be going 120 miles per hour. At that point, he can open his chute because he has reached his terminal what?
Velocity.
Whitehall.
Velocity?
Yes, indeed. Terminal velocity, 120 miles per hour. You can't go any faster than that. Good. Green.
Let's get physical for 15.
Get physical, 15 points. Team's multiple choice question. Milk is actually solids and liquids, but they're mixed together in a smoothie.
Colloid.
Whitehall.
Colloid?
Not a colloid. Good try. I like that word. Cesar Chavez. Milk, mixing solid and liquid parts into a smoothie, is a process. What makes that happen is pasteurization, homogenization, or pulverization.
I pass it to DeAndre.
DeAndre.
Pasteurization.
Not a pasteurization when you mix together the solid and liquid parts of the milk into a smoothie. Is that pasteurization, homogenization, or pulverization? I'm sorry? No. Oh, they already did? Okay, so we're done with that? Correct answer was homogenization. Sorry. Okay, last correct answer, was it from the green team? Okay, go. Let's turn the light out over there. And Alan, you choose.
Science potpourri for 25.
Potpourri for 25 points is a visual question. Look at the monitor if you would, please. All of these animated people here are paralyzed, but you can see them moving because they have a outside covering there that has the same name as that found on the outside of arthropods. What do you call that covering on an arthropod that these people are using to walk? What do you call that, Whitehall?
Exoskeleton?
Yes, indeed. Nicely done. It is an exoskeleton helping paralyzed people to move again. Great idea. Go green.
Dateline science for 20.
Dateline for 20 points. Two-part answer. First part is, name the Swede. And secondly, who invented this kind of explosive device and made so much money that he endowed prizes he gives out every year for science and economics and peace. Who was that famous inventor of the explosive? That's Alfred Nobel for the Nobel Prizes, and he invented dynamite. Tough question. Go again, green.
Green things for 25.
Green things for 25 points. Team, some people say money grows on trees. Does not. It does grow on bushes. 75% all money, paper money, is made of this fibrous substance that looks like a ball of wool. What is that substance called, Cesar Chavez?
Cotton.
Cotton, yes indeed. Most of paper money is cotton. Go, Cesar Chavez.
Science potpourri for 20.
Potpourri for 20 points. Teams, out in California, people are downloading the My Shake app. It is their own personal what kind of device to let them know if there's an earthquake. Cesar Chavez. They have their own personal what, DeAndre?
Richter scale.
Oh, not Richter scale. Good try. They have their own personal what? This My Shake app, Ellen.
I would like to pass it to
Aubrey.
Seismometer?
Judges are saying they're going to give it to you. Yes, seismometer or seismotometer. Yes, indeed. Good answer. Go green.
Dateline science for 25.
Dateline for 25 points. Teams, NASA recently confirmed the 5-second rule. If you drop food on the floor and the floor is dry, you can pick it up in 5 seconds and eat it, no problem. But if the floor is wet, don't do it, because these 3 kind of bacteria, give me 2, live down there and can make you sick. Give me 2. Give me 2, Whitehall.
Salmonella and E. coli.
You got it. The third one was listeria. 2 questions left. Where next turn that green light out and Alan Pickett.
Let's get physical for 25.
Let's get physical for 25 points. Teams, the planets Uranus and Neptune, big gas giants, are made of ammonia, water, and methane. But Jupiter and Saturn, which are the biggest gas giants, are made of these 2 gases, the first 2 elements on the periodic table. First 2 elements in the periodic table are the gases that make up Jupiter and Saturn. Whitehall.
Hydrogen and helium.
You got them both. Nicely done. Last question of the game. Body systems for 25 points. Teams, if you damage a blood vessel, blood will clot through this C-initialed process. C-initialed process. Whitehall.
I would like to pass it to Aubrey.
Aubrey.
Coagulation.
Coagulation it is, and that says our game is over. Give yourselves a hand. Well done today. We will be back with a wrap-up in just a second. Thank you.
If you're like most families, you probably have video game fans in your home. But not every game is right for every kid, which is where the ESRB ratings come in. They help parents make informed decisions for their kids. And there's an easy-to-use mobile app that gives you detailed info on specific game ratings. Video game consoles have parental controls that you can set to block certain games by age rating, so they get all the fun, and you get peace of mind.
I tell people I have 3 kids, one of them's adopted, I just don't know which one.
I can't imagine having to be in a birth mother's position to make that choice.
You know, I was kind of just asking her, you know, what is your motivation? Why are you doing this? And she looked at me and she said, because you can give my son a life that I could not.
We always tell her, thank you. He is such a blessing to us.
Every day is just a ray of sunshine from him. So we're Chanda and Brian, and we chose adoption.
And welcome back. We are so proud of our players today. And yes, now we have the third of the final 4. Our final tally today is Cesar Chavez 140, Whitehall 345. What a game you played. Congratulations. You are moving on. Jaden and Alan and Aubrey. And look at the shadow team +1 back there. All those people there. Miriam and Sarah and Duncan and Leah and the 3 great coaches, Miss Millett, Miss Wine, and Miss Farmer. They're all wearing their very lucky shirts. Let's go over and talk about some luck here. You had some real luck this year, and it wasn't just Richard the Tiger. You guys brought your own luck. You made it. You really prepared well here. Jocelyn and Christine and DeAndre, I loved having you here. You played a great game, and I know you're still nervous, Christine, but it's all over now. And Kaylee, give her a nice pat on the shoulder there. She got through a tough afternoon here. Kaylee is our alternate, and Miss Quarles and Ms. Quinones, thank you for all you've done to make this just a wonderful experience for these young people. Thank you for joining us. We'll see you next time on the Science Bowl. Bye-bye.